Hello, good evening, friends. Welcome to another session with Aussizz Group. And today we'll be talking about the Victorian nominations 190 and 491. And before we begin, I would just like to introduce you to our new app. You can see at the back, that's the Ocu Search. So if anyone has any inquiries or they are not sure about the skilled occupation they're working in or the skill level they are having, so they can just download this app and you can check your eligibility, your points, just your skill level or what sort of work you're doing. So it's a very handy app and everyone should load and download this app and that will help you. So with me today, we have Mr. Kamaljeet Singh. He's a registered migration agent.
Hello, guys.
Yeah. Welcome, Kamaljeet.
Thank you.
So what are we talking today?
Today we'll be basically focusing again on all these 189 invitations. We will be talking on 190 Victoria program review, which has been updated. Before moving forward, this application which you were mentioning, Diljan, what does it basically covers? Why one should download this application?
So this is a very handy app, because if somebody is looking to lodge a point tested, sort of a visa application, which is the 189, 190 or the 491. So everyone, basically they're going into these streams. So it is handy because it tells you how many points you have, and it will even tell you how many points you get for different categories, which is how much points you get for your age, for your qualifications, your work experience, which is overseas and in Australia. So basically you can make out how many points you have and how can you work on those points to improve your chances of getting a permanent residency in Australia.
And like when we are considering migration sort of information, as the banner says, in your pocket, is it handy for the people who are outside Australia as well?
Absolutely. Anyone can use this app. It doesn't matter whether you're onshore or offshore. So this will tell you, if suppose you're working in a particular occupation, but you're not sure, if that same occupation is in the list, or how does it work if it's just a little bit of change in the name of the occupation, but the duties are similar. So you can obviously download this app, read through the duties, and then that gives you basically a good idea. So which category you fall into and what are the things that you're looking for and what are the duties you're doing. So you can basically shortlist the ANSCO code which suits your duties in that sense. Yeah.
So it's basically all focused on PR sort of prospectus, considering the occupation and points and all those kind of things. Yeah. So again, guys, yes, as Diljan Singh has mentioned, Ocu Search is the application, which is again a product of Aussizz Group. You can trust this application. This application is majorly focusing on candidates who are sitting at home, I believe, and they don't have enough time, but they want to have sort of a understanding of the migration process.
That's right.
Again, it's a basic sort of situation.
Yeah.
When we are going through this application, it will give you the eligibility criteria of the states, considering your occupations.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyone, like you mentioned, if somebody doesn't have time to visit or was just planning to go and have a consultation, so they can just do their research work or homework at home. So they have a basic a good idea before they can even visit, so then they can put some questions which they think should be answered before they go ahead with the migration agent at that time. Yeah.
Okay, so moving on, guys, let's move on to Victoria. Diljan Singh, Victoria, we have been saying that they have been inviting a lot of people.
Yeah.
Considering a lot of candidates are focusing on 190, guys. This first our session will be covering Victoria's situation. Moving forward, let's go on to with 190 first. 18,265 ROIs have been received by Victoria, out of which 1,173 people have been nominated, means who can apply for PR.
That's right. Yeah.
Now, don't you think so, Diljan? This is basically, a sort of a stupid situation where out of those many ROIs, only 1,100 something people have been invited.
Yes, yeah, it's obviously with the number of applications that have been submitted and the amount, that number of the ones they have selected. So obviously the number is very small, but maybe they are just going sort of a step by step, and maybe they will come up with more numbers in the coming rounds.
Yep.
So we hope so that the numbers next time are even higher. Yeah, I think maybe just they are dividing the whole sort of a total number which they have into separate sections. So we just need to wait and see what they do in the next round, and then we'll have a better idea.
So again, guys, when you are lodging 190, ROIs, we have seen a lot of applications have been, refused by the state.
That's right.
Now the reason being why they are refusing the applications is we are seeing the common criteria, which is people, they are not matching the salary.
That's right. Yeah.
So again, guys, when you are submitting your ROIs, the last thing we want is, being invited by the state, which is called pre-invitation, or is the nomination, and then getting the refusal on the basis, that our information provided in the ROI does not matches.
That's right. Absolutely.
Yes. So do you think, Diljan, it's pretty frustrating for the candidates, to do? So what should one do in this kind of a situation?
See, absolutely. See, like we have seen, everyone wants to get the permanent residency as quickly as they can. So, and especially when you get an invite, so basically you are on the verge of getting, permanent residency, and you have all the documentation, but a small error or sort of a mismatch of a little bit of, figures. So that can create a problem, and it can again go back to the whole full cycle. So people want to avoid that. So it's better, first of all, you would go to a trusted person, whom you trust, and then once everything is ready, you should double check and provide the correct information. Just don't provide information for the sake of receiving an invitation, right? Just be genuine and see what you have, and based on that, you should apply. You should never like basically just do an estimate or something like that. Go to the calculator on the Live in Melbourne website, see the amount, whatever is coming up, with your situation, just fill in that, and then make sure that it matches whenever you receive an invitation.
Yes. So considering, guys, when we are talking about ROIs, so just submitting an ROI, we have been seeing a lot of people, they are saying just submit the ROI. It doesn't cost much. Now it does cost you 6 months.
Yeah.
If your nomination application gets refused. So it will be a stupidity when we are moving forward into submitting the ROIs with incorrect information. Again, guys, thanks for the love and support you are giving us. We are seeing a lot of comments have already started coming in.
Right, yeah.
Slowly, we'll be trying to give you our answers, try to understand your cases, and provide you the possible answers for a best situation. But quickly, we'll go through this Victoria sort of program review. As I mentioned, 18,265 ROIs have been received by Victoria. 1,173 people have been selected. 82 applications. Now they are mentioning on their website.
That's right. Yeah.
That 82 applications have been refused. Previously, we made a video. Calculations were made on the basis. I believe maybe Victoria is also watching our videos. That's why they have come up with this number that 82 applications have been refused for 190. Those had 82 applications. I hope a lot of people are disappointed, but yes, guys, when you are doing this type of a thing, it's better to have experience sort of, people guiding you through this.
That's
Moving on to 491, 6,059 ROIs were received by Victoria. Out of that, 112 people have been, nominated for 491, sorry, not 190, I should say. Given that, it seems like, they are going not that bad, considering in regards to invitations. Diljan, what do you say?
Yeah, absolutely. Like with the places they have for 491, that's 2,400 places that they have. So in that regards, yeah, comparing these figures to 190, it's pretty good, yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, I think like with the thing we are seeing that the government is basically inviting on 190 as well. So they are more focused on 190. Yes. But again, they will come up with 491 as well. Yeah, but it's a good number as for now.
It will leave us with a sort of a jealous factor here as well, Diljan, because we are seeing out of these, ROIs, 705 ROIs were located offshore.
Yeah.
But it's okay, guys. We should wait for our turns. Most of the states are being lenient. So I'll probably say, wait for your turn. So this was pretty much data about 190 and 491. Considering the last thing we should say is processing time, Diljan, can you a lot of clients ask us about processing time periods, like how long it's taking and what's happening with the processing time period. So what do you say on that?
For the processing time, it varies from like different case by case basis, and everyone has different situations. But if you look at the website and just go to the general way, so what we have seen that for the 190 applications, 75% of them are taking around 18 days, right? So around approximately 3 weeks, you can say. And the rest of them, it should be at least like 30 to 35 days. So basically the period that is being taken is from 3 to 5 weeks in general for the 190s. And for the 491s, it's the similar period, from 3 to 5 weeks for the nominations.
So this time period, guys, again, which Mr. Singh has mentioned, is focusing on nomination, not on the visa. Visa goes with the department. We are talking about Victoria State. For 190, as he has mentioned, 75% of applications approximate 18 days. 90% of application is 32 days. Similar goes with 75% applications, 22 days, and 31 days for 90% of the applications for 491. Is the nomination, what does that mean is if you have been invited, you are submitting the nomination applications, how long it is taking to get the final invite.
That's right.
Yes.
But again, like many people, they call up and they ask, that we have lodged our visa with immigration, and how long does that take? So we can't say anything on that because it's the department and it's the way of working, how they do it. They have sometimes, as we have seen with the trends, sometimes they're focused on 485, sometimes they're focused on different visa categories. So what we can only say is that look at the website and see the processing times, and it should be all good to go.
Yeah. Okay, so this was 190 Victoria, guys. We have also seen invites today. Guys, for 189. Now again, I don't know what department is doing. It's very hard to make those kind of predictions. Can you educate us a little bit more on what kind of invites, or were there any invites today, Mr. Diljan?
Yeah, we had a few invites today morning as well. So we were expecting more to come by, but it was not to be. We had seen some invites for 189s today as well. And there was a couple of them from the 491, but the family sponsored. So, but we were hoping, like you said, that it should be like the other rounds, that we will be having some more invitations, but that was not the case. But we had a few of them for 189 and a 491 family sponsored. And so the mentioned occupations we've received for ITs, and we've received for an accountant as well. And that was a surprise.
Yeah. So again, guys, department is coming up with this sort of unpredictable selection criteria for 189 and 491 family sponsors. Hopefully onshore candidates will be getting the invites as well, given that we have seen changes coming in government last couple of months ago. We believe that more people will be invited. Again, people who are sitting on higher points will be invited first. Considering if your occupation comes in critical sector, we are seeing a lot of candidates are being invited.
That's right.
So yes, that was from our side, guys. From Victoria, we have spoken about 189, 190. Slowly we'll be going into your comments. So Diljan, you wanna be?
Yeah, I'll just take over from here and I'll see what questions we have here. Yes, so Uswa has asked, what is the name of the app? And as we mentioned, it's called Ocu Search. So it's a product of Aussizz. It's OCU and SEARCH. So just go and look for Ocu Search, and that should be good to go.
Okay, yes. And what was the name of the applicant? Uswa again. Uswa, yes. Yeah. So that's right. It's Ocu Search, and hopefully the marketing team will post down a link for you to download the search. Again, it's a very handy application. So you can register yourself. You can choose your occupation. Which state, what eligibility criteria are following under that particular occupations. It's pretty handy.
All right. So we have the first question today is from Nadia. And she's saying, hi, in regards to work experience, if I'm claiming for 5 points from 2020 to 2021, is it the only period that I need to provide evidence, or provide evidence from 2020 up to now? And now with a different employer. So basically what she's saying, that if she's claiming point for 1 year, so it just needs to be that period, or she needs to provide till the current date?
Okay, so Nadia, considering that when you are saying about 5 points, we assume that we are talking about Australian work experience. So when it comes to Australian work experience, we will require 52 payslips if you are working, you're getting paid weekly, or 26 payslip fortnightly, minimum 20 hours in case of weekly, and minimum 40 hours in case of fortnightly payslips will be required. So again, it's always good. Even if you have changed your employer, still it's fine. You can provide them payslips for 1 year, given that now you are saying you have claimed that time period from 2020 until 2021. But if you are still working in your nominated occupation, the departmental officer will consider that information. Considering how many payslips to provide, as I've told you, that minimum 52 payslip, which is 1 year of payslips you should provide. Reference letter must be provided as well. Would that need to be the same period for the work experience claimed, or overall? I'll probably say let's go with overall employment, because if you are still working with the same company, just take a overall sort of work reference letter from them, mentioning duties, and then you go from there.
All right. So the next question we have is from Aussizz Singh, and he wants to know that what are the chances as a motor mechanic with 65 points in Victoria?
See, Akash, thanks for joining. Motor mechanics with 65 points in Victoria is a question considering for 190. Yeah. We might say 491 can be a stronger option. Yeah. But yeah, we have seen department giving invites for offshore candidates, but yeah, because while you are in onshore, I'll probably say 65 points will be way too less. And considering your occupation, Victoria has mentioned they're going to be prioritizing occupation which are in critical sector or related to hospitality industry. So I'll probably say, yeah, 65 points is, less.
All right. So let's take the next question. And the next question is from Ayush Gupta. And he or she, I'm not sure, but it says that lodged 190 visa Victoria in November 2021, but still haven't received any grant. So yeah, but that's fine. Like I told you, the visa application process is with the Department of Home Affairs, and they're taking different sort of a period, so nobody can predict that.
Yeah. So in this case, Ayush, there is a handy tip we can give you that, you've lodged your 190 visa application in November 2021. Departmental officer, when they are going to make the decisions, they will normally come up with this frustrating sort of request for the applicants, which is police checks and health examination. Okay, now again, this is the regulation they have to follow, or else your visa cannot be granted, because the validity itself for those checks and examinations is 12 months. Yeah. So it's always advised that you go ahead and start obtaining your police checks. And if your health examination has already gone past 12 months, it's always highly recommended to get it done beforehand. So if the case officer gets allocated, he will have no questions to ask, and your visa will be, get granted in happy days, mate.
Yeah. Okay. All right. The next question comes from Ravindra Dutt, and he says that any chances for a mechanic 190 or 189 working in field, 85 points in Victoria, including state.
See again, Ravinder, first of all, thanks for joining. We haven't seen any invites for motor mechanics yet. I believe he said mechanic, yes?
He just said mechanic.
Yes. We haven't seen any invites for motor mechanic because they are prioritizing the applications which are related to health occupations. We have seen engineers, we have seen IT occupations being invited as well. Now, not many applicants are being invited. What they are focusing is on, high salary package. So we are seeing candidates who are getting the salary packages 70K above. Okay. So again, it will be very hard to say whether they're gonna start inviting motor mechanics or not, because there will be a lot of candidates who will be sitting above you with high points plus salary package. So the weightage they're gonna give more onto is IT engineers. Now the question rises what the trade person is gonna do. I'll probably say we should try for 491 situation here. Or if you have got enough work experience, 482 and 186 can be another sort of option.
Yeah, that's right. So guys, just letting you know that we are taking questions from 3 different platforms, like Facebook and LinkedIn. So if we just miss a couple of them, so we are sorry for that, but we are trying to take as many as we can because we are having questions from all different platforms. So the next question we will be taking from will be Kuldeep Parmar. And she says that 70 points, computer networking and system, doing job in the field, 1 month, living in regional. What are the chances for 491?
I'll probably say, Kuldeep, in your case, the chances are strong because you are not being greedy and you are going with, the easy visa option of 491. We have seen 491. Diljan, Victoria has invited candidates with, especially engineering occupation with candidates were not even working at all.
That's right.
So Kuldeep, I'll probably say, you're working in your nominated field. You're saying doing job in the yes. So you're working in your nominated occupation, okay, and 491 can be handy. If possible, please try and increase your points. And I'm not aware of how much salary package you are on. So yes, so but I'll say 491 can be a handy option when it comes to IT occupations.
All right, so the next question is related to what we were talking in the start of the program regarding not matching figures, and there's one question regarding that, and that's from Manpreet Singh Grover, and he's saying that Vic 190 state nomination refused due to annual earnings not verified. So any chances of review success?
Yes, definitely. Sometimes what will happen is, guys, when you are justifying any kind of amount, it can be miscalculated. But if you are going through that process, when we call it a review process, try to get letters from your employer, okay, stating that why your services are required. It's more or less trying to convince the case officer now. Okay, now there is no such criteria which Victoria says that you must have that kind of income. So you can use this point as well. So you can try to convince the case officer that the website doesn't educate us that this is the minimum salary figure, or this is the information can be mismatched, but it can be it's an a silly mistake or a human error mistake. You can say that, try to get letters from your employers, try to convince the case officer stating that how your services are beneficial to the state, how long have you been working here, and I'll probably say there are chances of getting a successful outcome of that review.
All right, so moving on, guys, the next question we are taking is from Shakti Singh. And he said, what are the chances for engineering technologists with 80 points for Victoria 190? I have 1 year of experience and working in critical sector.
And how much is your package, Shakti Singh? That will be, counted as well by the department, state government, I should say that, because we have seen, occupations are being invited, engineers are being invited. You are holding 1 year work experience, focusing on 190 occupation, visa, but the salary package itself, we are seeing that they are inviting candidates who are holding high salary packages. So I'll probably say, if you've got a high salary package, there are high chances.
All right. So there's a next question, which is from Aradhana. And she says that I would like to know that currently I'm on a bridging visa and applied for a COVID visa on the basis that I work in the entertainment sector. I'm planning to move to Victoria. Am I able to change my employer and sector while on bridging visa for COVID? Will that be okay or create trouble in the future? Please guide. So basically she's saying that she needs to change employers while she's already applied for a COVID visa, but it's not been granted. So changing employers during the COVID.
If you're working in the same nominated occupation, department has told that you should update us. So if there is any changes in your circumstances, you should notify the department, via your online accounts, or you can update them by using the forms. So I don't think so there should be any issue as long as you're working in the same sector. Department do understands that your services are required, so you should be fine as long as you are updating the department about your current situation.
Okay, so the next question is from 𝐸𝐴𝐺𝐸𝐺, and he said that I'm having 90 points, living in Perth currently. What are the chances for a 190 as analyst programmer?
Again, Abhishek, we should understand that Victoria will be, prioritizing candidates who are living and working in Victoria.
That's right. Yeah.
Given that you are in Western Australia, you said yes. Yes. So your application, even if you are invited for ROI, they might refuse your application, for nomination because you are not currently living and working in, Victoria. Yeah. You should probably try and go for Western Australia, or even 1 in 9 possibilities might exist in future. If we are thinking, assuming department will wake up and come out of these nurses and hospital sort of situation and start inviting people in IT and engineering.
All right. So as we've just like spoken about the nursing occupation, there's a question regarding that, and it's from Khujana, and she's saying, what are the chances for surgical nurses with 70 points and the 65,000 salary package for a 190 visa in Victoria?
Khujana, I'll probably suggest you to go with 189 occupation rather than waiting for 190. You know, if your occupation is in health sector, you are one of those nurses which are highly required in our country, 189 will be the best option. Again, if you need further information, we can leave our contact details below, but I'll probably say 189 can be a good option. Yes.
Yeah, we've seen that.
Yes, which is straight PR. So we are not, obliged by those conditions set by the state of those 2 years. Yeah.
All right. So next question is from Vinny Singh, and he's saying, all right, so I think you've missed that one. So we'll just go to the next one. Oh, yes. He's saying, how long does it take to get a 491 Victorian nomination approved? Like we just spoke in the starting, yeah?
So yeah, I'll probably say, Diljan, you should answer this question. How long this, I think he just recently joined the session. So how long it's going to take for the 491 nomination? I assume the question says that ROI has been selected and how long the nomination is going to take.
Yeah, like if you have missed the starting, so we had to mention that, and I would just reconfirm the timing. So it's basically 75% of the applications are being processed in 22 days, and 90% of them are taking 31 days. So it's roughly 3 to 5 weeks in general. So I think it should be, if you're in that period, you can just maybe wait for a bit longer. Yeah, 3 to 5 weeks, that should be good.
Yeah. All right. We've got another comment from Suryansh Gautam. He's saying, sir, ET at 85 points, living in Vaughan, but working in Epping as an ET around 75K. Should I aim for 190 or go for 491 with zero income? Okay, again, considering, if you're working in Metro, 190 would be highly recommended. Yeah. Given that, because this is the strongest visa, and again, your package is nice, and you are sitting on 85 points, assuming that 5 points are for state, which is not that bad. We have been seeing engineers being invited on those points. So I'll probably say, let's go with, 190 option first.
All right, Kamal. So the next question we have is from Suryansh Gautam.
That is the one I've just read.
Oh, okay. That was just putting a couple of questions there. So we'll just take the next one. That's from, I think we've answered that as well.
Yes, it looks like maybe we should go on different platform.
Yeah, I'll just go into the.
So yes, considering guys, slowly we're trying to answer your comments. We have seen invitations being given for 189 and 491 today. And we have seen accountants being invited. We have seen IT professionals being invited, but the points were given that 100 points. The invitation we are expecting were given to the candidates. Practically, I don't know, how the department is working on. How their selection criteria is, but yes, there are invitations. There is excitement out there, in people who have lodged their EOIs. It's always good to have those kind of excitement, guys. But alongside, if you are onshore, if you are in Australia, trying to come up with these options like 190 and 491. Victoria always keep updating their program sort of a system, educating candidates that how they are inviting, what kind of how many ROIs are there. Putting any kind of misleading or incorrect information, guys, can cost us invite for 190. So make sure, guys, when you are, again, we have said this so many times, when you are lodging your ROIs or EOIs, rather than putting incorrect information and trying to gamble things with the state government, it's highly advised to seek professional advice and make sure we are going into proper channels, and providing them the correct statement, rather than we are fighting these reviews and stuff.
That's right. Okay.
Yes.
So talking about accounting, we have a next question, and that's from Aradhana, and she says that I'm currently on 80 points for accounting. And is it beneficial to move to Victoria?
Which state she is in?
She's not mentioned the state, but yeah, obviously she's like out of Victoria at the moment. Yeah.
See, Aradhana, accountants, we have, we are going very sort of lazy with departmental stopped invites for accountants. I'll probably say, whichever state you are living in, try to go with 491 option. Hopefully you are not in New South Wales, I guess. Okay, if you are in New South Wales, then probably South Australia, Western Australia is in the best category. But I assume, okay, you said New South Wales. So yeah, Aradhana, New South Wales has come into this sort of a ridiculous situation where they have given all these, 1 year, 2 year sort of experience requirements. Again, I don't know what these state governments are thinking about before even implementing those kind of, experiences. What it looks like here is, Diljan, what they are trying to attract is, most experienced and skilled workers, which they are saying, even if it's offshore, we don't care. Again, living and working in New South Wales, that criteria is still there. So New South Wales, if you want to move out, I'll probably say, try something else apart from accounting, depending upon if you still have time period on your visa, get into something like teaching or something, if you're that type of a candidate, or else South Australia, outer regional South Australia can be a good option, given that six months of work experience not in your nominated occupation may lead to 491 situation.
All right, thank you, Kamal. That was a good information. And the next question we'll be taking is from Venkat, and he says that, hi, I'm working in regional Victoria in my nominated occupation, and I got RY selected. But I did Uber in city for 2 days. Will it cause any problem? Also, I did some transaction in Melbourne in a bank. So that's his concern.
I don't think so. There should be any concern in the guy. What is the name of the candidate?
Oh, Venkat.
Venkat, I don't think so. There should be any issue. More or less, if you look at the overall picture, considering, let's say, for example, I've spent 6 months in Victoria, and if I've done like a couple of transactions, I might have come here for a visit. Sometimes you'll see people driving, commercial passengers, and entering metro. There is no such intention. The case officers are not that stupid. They do understand your commitments are in regional, your work is in regional, candidate is trying to make extra money. But yeah, I don't think so, there should be any sort of issue. You should try to give them, more strong sort of documentations like employment contract, stating that ongoing, commitment is with the regional. So I think you'll be fine, mate.
All right, so that's, I think, answers your question. And for the next one, that's the one from Manpreet Singh. And he said that I have assessments as engineering technologist and electrical engineer. Which one is better for 190 Victoria? Working as an electrical engineer, 85 plus 5 points.
I'll probably say electrical engineer would be a good option. Given that, because a lot of candidates would be, holding the skill assessment as engineering technologist. Why I'm saying that is because people, when they are submitting their CDR reports, we have been, noticing that a lot of candidates won't be able to select that professional level, and they have to downgrade their level to engineering technologist. So I'll probably say electrical engineer, and he never mentioned any kind of package. So we are expecting, if you are holding that kind of occupation, something above 70K can make a strong profile, because he's sitting on 90 points, 85 plus 5, he said. So yes, it will be a strong, Manpreet, to go with 190 electrical engineer with 90 points with nice salary package.
All right. All right. Thank you, Kamal. And Manpreet, I hope that has answered your question. And then moving on, the next one is from Pooja Chahal. And she's saying that, what are the chances for chef in Victoria working in a hospital for 1.5 years experience with 85 points?
See, again, Pooja, with chef, considering that occupation, we have seen 491 invitations given by the state. We haven't seen any, invitations given for 190. Now you have been working in health sector, there are high chances, given that if you have got a decent salary. Now, when we are saying working in hospital, we should always keep that thing in mind, guys. A lot of people are saying we are working in hospital. We are working in hospital. Let's say, for example, I'm working in a hospital, but my pay is coming from a contractor.
Yeah, that's right.
So again, the weightage when Victoria is selecting the candidates, they are giving preference to the candidates who are working directly for the hospital rather than any kind of third party catering, catering company or something, because you don't know when you're going to lose the contract. So basically that is the thing. So in your case, again, there are chances if you are working directly with the hospital, but if not, I'll probably say we might have to wait.
Thank you. That was good. I hope that's answered the query, Pooja. And moving on to the next question, it says it's from Perry Singh, and he said that's got 190 invitation, WA mechanical engineer. But how long it took for 190 invitation approval? It's been more than 3 weeks. It's for Western Australia, but yeah.
Perry Singh, see again, okay. Considering when we are getting the pre-invite, guys, okay, let's understand this situation. Once a person has got the pre-invite, that does not guarantee you the final invite. Okay, the department, the state governments are busy. They are considering occupations which are in priority basis, like nurses and all those kind of occupations. When they are taking time, that does not means they are not looking at your application. It's just they are maybe overloaded with the workload.
That's right.
Okay, so we are expecting the invitations within 1 month, or maybe say 16 days, 60 days or something.
60 days, yeah.
Yes. So again, try to stay calm. You guys have got pre-invite. There are a lot of people who are not even pre-invited. So just stay calm and wait patiently. Hopefully we'll have a good news.
All right. So like talking about nurses and hospitals, the next question is from Paramrar. And she says that enrolled nurse working in regional Victoria, age scale 75 points.
Yes, so she's working in regional Param. So again, we haven't seen any invitations for 190 for occupations enrolled nurse. 491 can be a good option. I'll probably say when you are submitting your ROI, let's go with 491 occupation rather than 190. That can be a handy sort of occupation, because we are seeing a lot of occupations where people are focusing on 190, Diljan, but enroll nurse, I'll probably say 491.
Right, and there's a viewer who has thanked us, Nadia Himes. Thank you for your kind words, and we appreciate that, and we'll always definitely try to do more sessions like this, and I hope it benefits everyone. And moving on, guys, the next question is from Reed Kaur, and she's saying that I got a pre-invite for 491 on bridging visa A from tourist to student, but not living in regional area, because I am here from August 16, 2022 and got bridging visa on September 2nd. I have positive skill assessments for private tutor. My chances for Victoria grant, I'm not living in regional, as I mentioned before. Yeah.
See, Kaur Reed, first of all, thanks for joining. You got nothing to worry about, because we are assuming you might have got the invitations for 491 family sponsor. Okay, but given that we have to double check on that sort of an occupation, whether that occupation private tutor can be invited for 491 family sponsor or not. But if not, if you are given the invite by the state, I'm not sure how come you have got the invitation. Okay, because you must be living and working in regional. Now again, you can't work, but if you're working, living in regional, I'll probably say it should be fine if she's living in regional, because she's saying she's on a bridging visa. She has applied from tourist to student.
Yeah, so
so that means you don't have work rights. So even if you're living in regional, it's fine. So if you've got the pre-invite, trying to make sure that you are living in regional, lodge your visa. I don't think so there should be an issue. It should be fine.
Thanks, Kamal. I think that's answered the queries. And
so, yep.
Before we finish, I think maybe we just take a couple of more questions, guys, because we are running out of time. And
okay, just before that, we go on to Diljan. This Kaur has again, sent us, sir, I got pre-invite 491 onshore, but on a bridging visa A from tourist to student. Submitted my application, but not living in regional, as I'm on bridging visa with no work rights, and I have positive skill assessment for private tutor. That's what I'm trying to say is, Kaur, when you are getting pre-invites for 491, assuming in Victoria, the requirement is you must be living in regional. So that tells me that you or your agent has submitted a wrong ROI, because now what the state government's going to do is when they're going to look at your ROI, they're going to see that, this candidate has applied for 491, but they will have no evidence for you to showing that you are living in the regional, and we might have our, nomination being refused. So I'll probably say, try to move in the regional. So what else, Diljan? Hopefully, I'll probably say,
Yeah, I think that's about it. I think that's it.
Yes.
That's
okay,
it
guys.
Yeah.
First of all, we should thank our viewers and all the international students, citizens, permanent resident who have always referred their loved ones to us. Thanks for joining in our live session. Again, guys, we apologize because we are always, we are on 3 platforms at one time, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We are trying to answer every single comment, given that we had session, I think, done a couple of days back, and after a huge demand, a lot of people complained that we never answered their comments. That was the reason we did another live today itself. What we are doing here is, guys, we are trying to educate you and, I shouldn't say warn you, but educate you on when we are dealing with these migration matters. Guys, try to take proper advice, because we do not want to get invitations on the basis of, incorrect information. And as Victoria has mentioned, 82 applications have been refused. That means we should not be, one of those applications where hardly person has worked, they have done their English and all those kind of things. And by providing incorrect information, our ROIs gets refused. Okay, so try to meet someone. If you live in Melbourne, we have got a lot of branches in all different sort of regions, from south to north to west to east. Me myself, I'm sitting in Melbourne office, head office. Diljan is sitting with me in head office. We are also happy to help you out with your ROIs and stuff, but try to do the right thing and lodge your ROIs in a proper manner so that we don't have to be disappointed when we get the refusal on the basis of providing incorrect information.
That's right. All right, guys, that's a good lesson we should learn, that we should be happy to wait for a bit longer than provide incorrect information and be in a rush and get disappointed later on. So it's better to wait and get everything ready, all correct information, recheck everything, and then move forward. And before we end, I would just like to remind all the viewers, especially people those who are living offshore, because they don't have access to migration agent maybe that easily as we have onshore. So for them, you should definitely download the app which we're talking about, the Ocu Search. That will give you a lot of information and very valuable information regarding all the aspects of the general skill migration program, and that would help you guide and find the right pathway.
That's right, guys. So we have already received, 10,000 downloads from the Ocu Search. Maybe I'll just quickly show you our logo as well. That's our logo, Ocu Search. So what we are doing is our team, our capable team, they are monitoring all these invites, eligibility of the states. A lot of hard work is going on to help the candidate without any cost. You will get that information. What are the state requirements for my occupation? For example, if I'm a mechanical engineer, I'm in South Australia, what are my requirements for 190? What are my requirements for 491? So again, guys, it's highly recommended you download this. Again, it will tell you a basic eligibility. Okay. Of course, you will try to understand how it's going to work, and then it will give you a sort of a picture for a future for considering what are the possibilities for 190 and 491. Okay, and then hopefully I'll probably say this app's going to be very handy for you guys. And yes, that was it from our side, guys. A lot of people might think, we put on 5 to 6 live session. How come we are closing down on 5:45 or 5:50, guys? Because it's a lot of comments we have to answer after the session as well. A lot of work has to be done. So again, we are on 3 different platforms. We have to answer every single comment. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed our session regards to 189 invites, Victoria, and your eligibilities for different sort of visas. And hopefully we'll see you again.
Sure.
Have a nice weekend, guys.
Thank you. Thanks for joining. Have a lovely weekend. Thank you.